everybody, welcome back to Women Carry Knives. Today we are going to be taking a look at the SRM 1902. Now SRM is definitely a budget-friendly knife. We've actually had quite a few of these come through and they've been pretty good for the price. You're talking $29.95. You can find these on Amazon. And you know, I've actually been pretty happy with SRM. So as I said, you know, I'm all across the board. I have anywhere from a $30 knife up to $600-700 knives. I use them all. They all have different purposes. They all have different uses. This is one, again, being that it is very budget friendly, I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not going to be worried if I break it. I can just buy another one. And that is the best thing about the budget friendly knives for me. So before we get into everything, I would love it if you guys would help that or hit that like button because it does help out the channel. If you are not a subscriber, I'd love to have you hit that subscribe button because I'd love to have you join me all the time. I do tend to put up videos. We are back to about 2 times a week, so you will probably see them drop every Tuesday and Thursdays. And we will occasionally be going live on the weekends, usually Sundays at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'd love to have you join us there. All right, you guys, what are you going to get with this one? Well, you are going to be getting a D2 blade. It's kind of a clip point blade, almost Persian-y. I love the thumb ramp on this one. You do have G10 handles, which has some great kind of milling to it. I don't know whether you can see that very well, but it does have some milling to it. It's got great grip. I do like that. I do like it when they have some milling on it because it does give you a better grip. This is almost kind of a... I don't even know what you want to call it, the pattern. Somebody out there is going to know what it is. But I really like it. It feels really, really good in hands. Now, it is steel liners. Don't know if you can really see that in there, but you do have some steel liners in there. It is a thumb hole deployment. Now, I am actually having trouble flicking this one because it is just enough. See, I'm getting my finger stuck in there. It is just enough to where I cannot get it quite open. And I have been playing with this thing. There we go. So I got it that time. And then you've got kind of the, you know, the able lock or access lock type lock on this one. As I said, it does have jimping on the back of your blade here, or the back of the spine, so it does really allow you to choke up on this. The handle has been really comfortable, which I was surprised. I wasn't quite sure the way it was if I was going to like it, but I have been really satisfied with it. It's got a great pocket clip. It's low. It's got a nice little ramp to it there. And this is reversible, so it is ambidextrous for my lefties out there, which is always good because I'm always trying to look out for my lefties and show a little lefty love out there. You can't really see it in this light. I don't know if you can, but your pivot collar has kind of a blue, depending on the way the light shines in, almost kind of an aqua blue, tealy color, just depending on, like I said, which way the light's going to catch it there. Now, although this has been a good knife, because I cannot flip it, I am having to thumb roll it, which for me, now I've talked about this before, you guys, I do have arthritis in my thumbs. So it does get to the point where this one is a little bit more difficult for me to play with. I can give it a little wrist flick and it's going to open, but I would prefer to have a knife that I can actually open a little quicker. See, so I can do it depending on the way I hold it. Now, a therapeutic edge can actually get in there. He can do it. His fingers are bigger. What happens with me is unless I get my fingers just right in there, which is kind of an angle, so I can't go straight up. I have to kind of go of it like a downward angle and then make sure that I'm not on the lock. The problem is because my hands are so small, I find that I'm getting on the lock when I'm opening it. So then it causes me not to be opening it as well. So this would be a knife that I would carry if I wanted to two-hand it. Or if it was something that I didn't need to deploy rapidly. Because again, it's not something that for me is going to come out quickly. I don't know if that's just because of my thumb strength, the way it is. Like I said, I can thumb roll it, but over time, as I'm working and my thumbs get a lot more sore, it does get harder for me. So for me, I would prefer a knife that I could flick a little bit easier. However, as I said, therapeutic edge can get right in there and he can get it flicked open very easy. So in my opinion, this is going to be better for larger hands, or maybe somebody who doesn't have arthritis in their thumbs. Okay. But it has been wonderful. I love the way that they've done the blade. It has been great for pull cuts. I can like pull up on it, so I get a really good angle pulling up. It's been great for straight in stabbing. You know, if I want to poke something open and then pull along it, that has been really wonderful too. If you like lanyards, you do have an ability to put the lanyard here on your little lanyard space, your back spacer there. And let's look at some specs on this one. So this one is going to be about it's about a 3.5 inch blade with just under 3.25 inch, or I'm sorry, just over 3.25 inch of a cutting edge. Your closed length, or your handle length, is going to be just under just under 4.25 inches. Sorry, I can count today. Just over 3.5 inches. So, or 4.5 inches, just shy of 4.75, which will give you an overall of just a hair over 8 inches, which is wonderful. So what does that look like compared to some of our other knives? Well, this is it compared to our bug out. As I always said, I consider the bug out to be more of a medium size. So you can see that this would be what I would consider more of a full-on medium. Here you can see it next to our rat, which I consider to be a large size knife. And we can move those up so you guys can get a better look at that size-wise. And I'm lining them all up pivot to pivot so you can get a good, kind of a good feel for the size of it. All right. Let's move these out of the way. Your clip is actually a deep carry clip, but it is not a deep carry on the knife. So I've been using my little Kohl's Friends and Family coupon. So you can see here, it's got some good retention on the clip, which is really nice. It is definitely a deep carry clip, but it is not a true deep carry. So you are going to have just about a 1/4 inch out of pocket on this one, which is not bad at all. Now, I'm not a huge fan of something that's going to tell me, you know, the finger placement, something that's going to tell me where I have to put my finger. So while this isn't completely like that, it does have kind of a grooved finger area that kind of slightly ramps up on there. But as I said, it's very, very comfortable on hand. So for that, I was really surprised. I wasn't quite sure. I never am. When I see a knife that says, oh, you have to put your fingers here, I'm never quite sure. Some knives work out really good and I'm super happy with them, as this one, and some I just can't stand. But this one was actually done right. So I am actually pretty thrilled with it. $29.95. You can't beat that price. I think it's absolutely wonderful for what you're getting. You can beat the crud out of this thing and it's going to just take a licking and keep on ticking. Yeah, you guys, if you get a chance, $29.95 on Amazon, give it a try. I mean, you really can't go wrong. It's only $30. Shoot, why not? All right, you guys, that has been a look at the SRM 1902. I'm sorry for all the stuttering and I'm all over the place. It's been a super long day at work and I'm firing these videos off afterwards. But I got to get these done because I got to let you guys see these. You got to check them out. Some of these have just been absolute blast to have. Some of them have just been huge surprises. Not at all what I expected. I've been way more than happy to have them. And a lot more impressed at what I thought it was going to be versus what it actually is. So, you know, I've always said you have to get a knife in hand before you can really make a decision. Something can look like you're absolutely going to hate it, that it's not going to work, it's not going to be what you want. And then you get that knife in hand and you're just, you know, you fall in love with it. You're like, oh my God, this thing is wonderful. It's better than I expected. This is one of those. Absolutely one of those. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Again, SRM 1902, $29.95 on Amazon. Feel free to leave me a comment down in the comment section. Thanks for joining me in my craziness. Until next time.